Hello, welcome to Bayou Time. I'm your host, Tanner McGee. We have some somber news this morning out of Morgan City in the St. Mary Parish area. A reported murder suicide. Let's go to Captain John Schaff of the Morgan City Police Department. Welcome to the show, Captain. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing good, Tanner. Thank you for having me.
No, glad to have you on. I think we had some recent kind of bad news. Can update us on what's going on, what the investigation is.
Yeah, yesterday afternoon, officers of the Morgan City Police Department responded to Short Street around 1:30 p.m. regarding a welfare concern. Officers arrived to this residence and located two deceased victims, Primus Patrick Johnson and Alexis Robertson, both 39 years of age. The investigation is leading us to believe this is going to be a murder-suicide situation. We are awaiting autopsy results and further interviews conducted by the Morgan City Police Department Detectives Division to finalize that investigation, but that looks like that's where it's leading to.
So, suspected murder suicide. Was this a domestic violence situation? Were these two people related? Do we know if they're a couple or not?
Uh, all Everything indicates that this could have been a domestic that led to a murder suicide. But that's about all the information that we want to release at this time until we're able to conduct these interviews and get the final autopsy results to go ahead and finalize this investigation.
And how long do we anticipate it's going to take to kind of get those autopsy reports back and kind of know what's going on for sure?
We should know something hopefully within the week. Whenever they do the autopsy, it usually takes a couple days after the incident to schedule everything with the center to get everything done. But we're hoping to be able to find out this week exactly what took place.
What's certainly tragic, regardless of what the actual situations are. I think it's probably that time of year in January and December where you see a little bit more depression. Are y'all noticing an uptick in this kind of behavior in the Morgan City, St. Mary Parish area?
I mean, domestic violence is not something that usually just takes part certain times of the year. We usually have these types of situations throughout the year. We do work close together with a local organization called Shea Hope, which provides services to the St. Mary Parish, Iberia, St. Martin, and Assumption areas throughout the whole 16th and adjacent parishes. So this is something that we deal with a lot and take very seriously.
Absolutely. And if there's women out there who are men too, I guess that are feel like they're victims of domestic violence, they can reach out to your office for services. And do you have a number that they can call or they can get in touch with, or a website or something for anybody out there who might be watching the show and is in a situation to prevent something like this happening again?
Look, domestic violence is a situation where it's hard for the victim to ask for help. So sometimes you might need people that are around you that know what's going on. You need to report these incidents to us so that we can investigate them. And just by extending the olive branch to these people to let them know that if you're in a bad situation, that there's a way out, and we could go ahead and direct them or take further action that we need to take to keep them safe.
Absolutely. I guess what you're saying is kind of incumbent on all of us to kind of be vigilant and look out for situations. And we may think a situation is not quite so serious, but as we learned, recently and today, as we hear this news, that anything can escalate to something much more serious. And once it reaches this point, there's really no coming back.
Definitely. When it gets down to this point, there is no coming back from this. Unfortunately, these two people are now gone, but we need to go ahead and we take this types of incidents very seriously. So if you need help or you're a victim of domestic violence, definitely reach out because we have services that could help.
Absolutely. And y'all are working with all the different agencies. I think you said you're working with Shea Hope. And so you're not just investigating crimes in Morgan City. Y'all are also on the prevention side of this. And because the best way to stop a crime is to prevent it from happening in the front on the front end of that. Or is anything else the public needs to know right now about domestic violence and in your efforts in Morgan City to try and curb it?
Well, we're big advocates against domestic violence. In fact, we dedicated one of our police units as a domestic violence unit to bring awareness to this type of situation with the number on how to get in contact with Shea Hope. Shea Hope is excellent. You can't ask for better services. The people that run that, the director, they're very active in this area. They have a place for the victims to go. In fact, I believe they are opening a hub in Morgan City to provide these services for protective orders, to get them placement if they need a place to stay. But we can't ask for better services from Shea Hope that they provide this area.
Absolutely. And as we kind of wrap up this segment, I want to be clear. Uh, y'all don't think anybody else is involved. There's no anybody y'all looking for as a possible other related person to this incident. Huh?
As
Is that
of
right,
now, the
Captain?
indication, yeah, as of now, the way this investigation is leading to us, we have no persons of interest that we're looking at, but we're open. The investigation is still ongoing, and we're open to anything that's
Absolutely.
going on.
Well, we appreciate you, Captain. Is there anything else you think the public needs to know about this incident before we go to the next segment?
That's all we have to release at this time, sir.
Absolutely. We appreciate having you on, Captain. We'll see you soon in the next segment. For the folks listening at home, we'll see you soon in the next segment. That's Captain John Schaaf with the Morgan City Police Department, and we definitely appreciate all their hard work on domestic violence. And we'll be right back with more Bayou Time.
Today's social media segment is brought to you by South Louisiana Bank. It's better when we bank together. Waits and Downer, attorneys at law. Terrebonne Ford, built Ford tough. Alford and Associates for all of your insurance needs. CIS, Cardiovascular Institute of the South, the highest quality cardiovascular care available. Barker Honda, the Barker family tradition of quality. Terrebonne General Health Systems, modern technology and timeless caring. Rouse's, you're either local or you're not. Buick, the craft of modern luxury. St. Martin and Bork, know your rights.
Welcome back to Bayou Time. I'm your host again, Tanner McGee. We're here with Captain John Schaaf of the Morgan City Police Department. We're switching gears a little bit. We from tragic news to a little bit about celebration, and but making sure we stay safe during the celebration. It's that time of the season, Captain. It's Mardi Gras. I know Morgan City's kind of geared up and getting excited about us. You want to kind of tell us about some parade routes and times, and also go into some safety tips. So, Morgan City, what kind of parades we're looking at this year, Captain?
We got our four parades. We actually added a parade about this is going to be the third year that we have the Crew of Hera. So we actually have four parades beginning Friday of Mardi Gras weekend. We're going to have the Crew of Adonis that set the roll at 7 p.m. The parade is going to start at 2nd and Brashear and roll around the city from up to Onstead Street over to 6th, and it's going to come around to Brashear and then 9th Street to Brashear, and then to Victor 2. It's going to end at the Morgan City Auditorium. Then on Sunday, we have the Crew of Galatea, which is going to set the roll at 2 p.m. Pretty much the same parade route, but they don't go up Brashear. They actually go up Clotilde Street. So that parade is going to set the roll at 2 p.m. Then on Monday, another night parade, 7 p.m., set the roll, Crew of Hera. Is going to have the same parade route as what Galatea has. It's going to end at the Morgan City Auditorium. And then on Tuesday, we're going to finish up Mardi Gras on Fat Tuesday with the Crew of Hephaestus, which is set the roll at 2 p.m. It's going to start on 6th Street. Then it's going to follow the same parade route going up Clotilde Street to Victor 2 to end up at the auditorium.
Absolutely. Looks like a really good, strong segment of parades that y'all have scheduled. I'm sure it's gonna be a lot of fun for the families out there in Morgan City, but it does come with some need for safety. I know y'all are extremely busy during Mardi Gras, and y'all have lots of incidences of behavior that probably puts public safety in danger. What can the public do to be more safe during the Mardi Gras at the parades?
Look, Mardi Gras is definitely a busy time for us. We all hands on deck. We've been doing this for many years, and we have a good formula to follow. We're going to have several agencies from around this area that are going to be assisting with the parades. Uh, if you're going to drink, drink responsibly. Stay off the streets. Don't get in the streets and the parades to keep everybody safe. We ask that any vehicles that are coming up after the parade to not follow behind the parade. Those vehicles will be removed off the route. No glass containers allowed. No animals are allowed. We do have vendors that do come into town to capitalize on these types of situations. They need to make sure that they have their proper permitting and they stay ahead of the parade. If they fall up behind the parade or in the middle of the parade, they will be removed off the route. No loud music, no vulgar music. We just want everybody to have a good, safe, fun family time.
And most importantly, don't drink after the parade route if you've been, don't drive after the parade route if you've been drinking. We'd make sure you find a way to get back home safely and not and jeopardize everybody around you by getting behind a steering wheel. I know that every year everybody wants to have a good time, but we got to make sure that we keep the roads safe.
Definitely. If you're going to drink, have a designated driver to make sure that you're able to get out of there safe. There's going to be a lot of people on the roads, especially after the parade, that are going to be going to their next destinations. And we just want everybody to be safe and have fun.
Absolutely. I bet this is also a time of year where by the end of it, you're feeling pretty exhausted. And I'm sure everybody at the Morgan City Police Department is also feeling exhausted.
Look, we're prepared for this. We enjoy serving the public and getting out there and having a good community relationship with everybody. We're used to this. We also have the Shrimp and Petroleum Festival that comes around, which is a long weekend of us, which is another Mardi Gras basically because it's all hands on deck. So we're ready for this, and we're ready to keep everybody safe, and we just want everybody to have fun.
Shrimp and Petroleum Festival is by far my favorite festival in Louisiana. It's a great time. Can you say it, Officer, Captain? Which one is your actual favorite parade of the four? Is it Adonis, Hera, Hephaestus, or Nike?
Well, not to get into the community politics, but I'm gonna tell you this. I love Galatea because Galatea brings a lot of bands, and they bring a lot of bands and that come from out of town, and they like to dance. So it's good to see and it's fun. The crew of Adonis is a male crew we have here. They're always fun around. Hera is one of the newer parades. They bring in these floats that light up and they're great to see, and they bring in these different acts in that dance and have a good time. And Hephaestus, even though it's a shorter parade, they know how to end Mardi Gras on the right note so that we can look forward to next year. So I really don't have a favorite, but I can say that we have four quality parades that with the crews here in Morgan City.
And look, I put you on the spot with that one, and you handled the question great. I think you have a future in politics beyond if you ever want to get out of law enforcement. We appreciate you being on. We heard the great lineup of parade routes we have. Anybody in Terrebonne, Lafourche Parish, make it to Morgan City if you want to experience something different. It's actually what I love about South Louisiana is you can go to every community and find a new spin or a little bit different spin on what Mardi Gras is or whatever festival you have. Captain, we really appreciate you being on the show. It was great talking about Mardi Gras with you. It was great talking about domestic violence. Not great talking about it, but it was important talking about it with you. Thanks for being on the show, and we look forward to having you on again.
I appreciate you having me, and even though, to go back to our first segment, even though that situation ended like it is, you still have the remnants of the families that are left behind that are having to deal with that situation. So definitely if you need help, reach out to us. We're here to help, and we have services available. And like I said, Shea Hope, you can't ask for better group of people to work with.
Well, great for having you on. I appreciate it. We have to go to we had to go to a commercial break. For the folks at home, we'll be right back with some more parade talk, some different guests, and we'll have more coming up in a few seconds on Bayou Time.